Okay, I will call it 5:08, and I will call this special meeting of the village board budget workshop order, February 13th, I believe. This is just passed out. This is what? This is most
Pretty much the same thing. The items that were changed are highlighted in yellow.
They're highlighted in yellow.
Yep. They're not many, but like 3 probably.
Jake, did you get an answer regarding what I asked you the other day about ferric chloride and the other, whether we're going to go over the limit or whether we should, I don't know if it's in here to increase the budget for those things, but that we could consider.
Yeah, I've got to get a, looks like we've got actual release date on those. I did not research that yet. Right up this morning. But typically the ferric, this actual, Chris, on these, the actual year-to-date's what we took out of, it doesn't, it's not the same as the encumbrances. Because usually you encumbrance it all right away.
The actual doesn't include encumbrances.
Okay, because usually.
He uses the whole shot at once, so it's probably encumbered.
Yeah, probably it's encumbered all 17.
Right.
So,
And he buys, several times a year.
yeah, and then so
4
so
times
far it's,
7. Yeah, probably 4 times a year he places an order.
yeah, it's about 72, so I think we should be in good shape with the ferret. I mean, it's about 72 now, halfway through the year. But I can confirm those.
Yeah, February, I just signed the February one, so it was, it caught my attention. Polymer we ordered again, and the ferrous chloride we ordered in February, I just signed it as well.
Yeah.
Leave it as it is right now. The 15, 16 to that ferrous chloride is higher than what we have this year, so maybe it is up. All right. Start through at the beginning, do you have anything?
Yeah, just start scrolling through. I'm not sure. There are a few questions we kind of almost got asked last week, that one that there's a much change.
They did a good job.
I have a question regarding, on page 1, property taxes, 539. We were in 16,608, now we're down to 566, and 539. Is it just headed down? I know it's not because, it's certainly not because of the 12 cents reduction per.
It is.
No, not entirely. The assessment went
It can't
down.
be because that only works out to a few $1,000s.
It's based on $253,134,350 worth of village assessment, which are the numbers from the town. So that divided by 1,000 times 2.13 is $539,176.
They reflect the changes, Xeroxes.
Right.
Okay. Zero.
Yep.
Primarily. All right.
Yep.
Well, that's a question that I had asked a while ago, I guess. And so I'm glad I asked the question now that it reflects it, because no one has said that it did. I asked the question, did the town provide us with what that decrease would be? And apparently, this is it.
here for Xerox is on page 3.
What figure?
It says judgment claims for Xerox.
That's what we paid.
You think, Jake, you think that building permit numbers close to accurate there, the 40,000?
2590?
Oh, yeah, okay, 25 days. Willie, I think, usually provides those based on what the
Project.
projects are, because I'm assuming that includes North Ave, that North Pond Phase 4 there.
Right.
And I don't know if he included any other projects in that or not, but I can ask Will.
I just didn't know if he had some hard numbers or more just an estimation. On building permits, it's 2590, first page.
It's just a big jump. That's-
Well, the way I calculated that number was, would you like to know?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know where you're getting 25.9, I'm not finding the number here.
No, big count number.
Oh, okay,
Right here.
thanks. So the 3-year average comes to $14,537,000, and Will advised that Brittany Woods would bring in $26,000, so that's where the $40,537 comes from.
So there's speculation there.
There's 80 units in Brittany Woods, I'm told.
And
that would bring-
About 67, I
60
think,
now, yeah, 65.
at this point, at least projected, but. It's still speculation that it's going.
Yeah.
Everybody's budget is speculation.
That's for sure.
How about page 3? Computer assistance. This kind of has like a big jump there. 24,000.
She'll take it away. That's your number. But you said it was fine. Thanks, throw me under the bus. Well, obviously, we've been spending about that at this point right now, and costs are only gonna go up. Gotta consider it's gonna be at least 3% more probably. Average currently that we're spending, based on the current numbers, let me just pull that up. And that's just the portion for general fund. So we're spending $19.41 currently a month. So take that to, based on 7 months of activity, take that out, average $2,000 a month, come up with 24. And that's being probably pretty conservative.
Now, our basic allotment for the monthly amount, that includes 4 hours of billing, is $1,200, right, $1,300. So we are getting a lot of additional amounts. One of them being when servers were changed, span guard here is being put in, hard drives were being set up, backups were being set up, those things are now all gone. That's- would not be reoccurring this year. I also, at this point, would think that a lot of the initial bugs, if you will, that we had billed extra hours for, had them come in to fix, should more or less be done. I agree that that's a very, very high figure to me. And I don't see it going up. Because I see a lot of the things that we have had done this year and what it's costing us in this year, being taken care of. Because we have $13,914,000 monthly allotment for the year, and I believe it goes to 31, 16, that was last year, and then 12,000 was the additional last year, in December, which totaled out at about $26,000. So,
You can't really compare last year's with this year's.
Pardon?
You can't really compare last year's with this year's,
Well,
because we didn't
I
have.
mean, we can say, yeah, we absolutely can say, we're gonna hold the budget line, and that's what there is to spend, and so.
With all due respect, if the servers go down, or if we don't have internet connection, I don't know how to do that, and if Joe's not here, we have to call LMT to help us fix it. There isn't anybody in the office, really, that if something goes down really bad, I mean, we can't nickel and dime this line, because this is the livelihood of our office, and if it goes down, I don't have the know-how to try and fix it, so I'm going to call LMT to help us.
Better solution is Joe, you just can't go there.
Well, and you know, if she's gonna take it as far as she can too. I mean, if our computers don't work, we're down. What are we supposed to do? So, yeah, we can bring it down to $10,000, but if we need to use it, we're just gonna have to do a budget modification, so, you know.
Well, I didn't say $10,000 down to $14,000, because that's
Sure, we can
not
make it
going to
14.
account for any of the extra billable stuff that we have right now. It's $14,000. I understand there are going to be times when you're gonna have to call people in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that in terms of a lot of things that we spend the money on, in 2016, we're not going to be spending that money again.
Well, there will still be, like annual license fees.
And does that
So-
come up right there?
No, it actually goes into
It's
the,
not computer hardware. That's somewhere else with licenses and.
licenses aren't hardware, they go to the,
Or there shouldn't be computer assistance.
no, it's not computer systems, it's maintenance of,
Maintenance agreements and software.
thank you.
Before
Maintenance and
11.
software, yeah.
Well, that's something then to revisit.
Even if you drop it down to 18,
17, 18. I agree, I mean, some of that stuff we spent last year, to get the bugs out and whatnot, should not occur this year, we hope. I mean, but whatever you're comfortable with. You know, drop down to 17 or 18.
Well, yeah.
Well, she needs some input.
Well, I don't see, I mean,
Huh?
we even amended the budget to 17.5.
all right. So that's what I'm saying.
So 17.5 seems like a good number?
No, I'd take 18.
Yeah.
Round it off to 18, we'll give you another 5.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
And then I appreciate, Joe, you sending me all of the invoices and stuff, and I'll take a look. And see what I can do.
Well, part of that too is that LMT is our administrator. So anything that requires administrator authorization, even just to set up a new employee's email address, has to be done through L&T. We
Can
no
we maybe-
longer have an in-house administrator.
And why can't
Really
you,
too
Yeah,
bad.
can you do
have
that?
that role?
That's,
That's how it was.
That's how they set it up.
That's how it was done when
So we
they
can
started.
revisit that, right?
We could
Are
have
you
a
opposed,
conversation.
are you opposed to being administrator?
No. That's just how it's been
Because I don't
for the
remember us
last
ever
year.
being that high, you know, when Carol was, you know, similar role to you.
Well, we didn't have L&T when
Oh, I
Carol
know,
was
I
here.
know, I know, I know, I understand that, but
And
let's utilize your strengths and,
one good thing I think that came out of the transition is the fact that we have found out that there were several things that should have been set up differently.
Agreed.
And we're still finding some of those things, to be quite honest.
So if we can, to set up someone's email, I think that should be something, those simple things I think should belong to you, and if that saves us any, I'm not sure how much it's really gonna save you, but maybe,
something to look into.
maybe L&T is just a backup if you're not here. Or we train Jake.
I got it here.
Nice idea, that's the Jake question, right? Jake, what about 3620, safety inspection personnel?
That's Will. That's Will's line. That's his payroll line.
Oh,
And that specific line, if I may interject,
Yeah.
has been increased to allot for 35 hours as opposed to 30 hours per the mayor's direction. And it also includes, what's the number again there, Al?
55, oh, it's 3620.
Isn't that something that should be discussed with the board, Mr. Mayor?
I'm just telling you where I got my number from. So I was asked to increase the hours from 30 to 35, and it also includes a 2% increase in pay rate.
Darren, were you aware of that?
I think that Will had said something about considering an increase in his hours. But in terms of actually determining that there was an increase in his hours, that I'm not aware of.
But if we're increasing his hours, therefore monies, I would think it'd be appropriate to
Share that with us.
share that with us.
I knew a rationale that why he was considering that because of the North Avenue apartments going in, as well as anything else that he would have to do, major work on their plans.
There's some new, stormwater ruling that he also said that would be additional time that Will would have to devote to making sure everything runs properly and that kind of thing.
I have a question on workers' comp. If a person were to be hired part-time and generate maybe $120 hours in the course of a year part-time, how how much would that encompass, result in an increase in workers' comp?
I honestly don't know.
Is workers' comp based on what a person makes as a salary, how many hours they work, or just the fact that we would hire?
It's based on our rating also, as far as what our experience is, whether it's good or bad. You'll notice that workers' comp from last year, this year went down.
Mhm.
What line are we talking about? I don't have it memorized.
1910 is right at the top of page 4. 02, 1910, 405. Yeah, it did, I mean,
Yeah, it went down, and honestly, it's a best guesstimate because I gauged my budget for the current fiscal year based on what last year's was. I think our experience rating has gotten better, so therefore our cost has decreased and our rebate that we received also went up, so that goes into that as well. So I estimated that it would be about 50, maybe it'll be lower, maybe it'll be higher.
right, no, but my
But I-
basic question is, if someone were hired,
I could ask New York State Insurance Fund about that, I don't know exactly, I can ask
So this
about
is-
that.
that's based on our total
Yes,
average.
and it depends on what line they work for. Certain lines are more expensive than others, like the sewage treatment plant is rather expensive, as are chips guys. We're pretty cheap in the
I
office.
think it's based on the risk of, you know,
Yeah,
a roofer
exactly.
would be a lot more than an
Yeah.
accountant would be for workers'
Right.
comp.
Somebody standing in here would be a lot less than a roofer.
Right,
Right,
Yeah.
or whatever.
yeah.
and then if you're okay and you don't have, there aren't any claims over several years, that also helps you to, it's just like insurance, your car insurance. If you don't have accidents, then maybe you'll be lucky enough to get a reduction, but
Never happens.
no, not generally. But would you like me to ask that question though?
Sure, I mean, and I'll tell you why. Still in the back of my mind, I have the idea of hiring a part-time person that would be then employed by the village, dedicated to servicing our needs in terms of videographing and so on. And so if we were to do that, it would be part-time. There wouldn't be
No benefits?
no benefits involved in it. Be
Only
very
like
minimal
20 hours or something like
So it
that?
really would be workers' comp that would be the
Okay,
issue.
yep.
That's the reason for my question.
Jake, this might be another one of yours. 5410-200 sidewalks, equipment, and capital outlay.
54,200, that reflects the sidewalks, there's an offsetting
Income.
revenue line for community development block grant. That's the CDBG. This year it was about 68 grand, I believe. Yeah, 68 grand, that was the Kittleberger Park sidewalks. This year, okay, talked about the old village is in, they call it a low mod area, low to moderate income, and it's usually not in there. Since it's in that low mod area on the map, we're gonna try to get funding for it, well, we can get funding for it. We're looking at doing Lapham Park west side and Park Avenue north side. Try to get those sidewalks replaced, and that's the ask. Once those are due last week, yeah, that was due last week, we turned it in. Once we hear from that, usually May timeframe, we can always adjust. I mean, if they say, yeah, you're gonna get 50 grand this year, we're not gonna spend more than 50, then we're not gonna be able to do more than we got the money for. So, yeah, but that's just an offset for the.
So the 82 that is there is offset by the income on page 2. Third item from the bottom of the revenues there, transportation capital projects, that 143.33 is comprised of the $82,000 for CDBG and the $58,333 for North Avenue incentive zoning. category is it?
Yeah.
Up top, did I say three? I said two, right there, this one right here, 143.35. Is made up of 82,000 for CDBG and 58.33 from North Avenue Incentive, which will be paid by, we're waiting for one more installment. I don't think they get their COO until we get that money.
We're running quite a bit of vehicles. They're talking about 230, 250,000, 367,000 for this coming year. $100,000 jump. What? Why?
That was just an ask. So I think we've got to sort that out still.
I think so.
We're looking at replacing the 2 pickups and 1 dump truck and showing offsetting revenue. And then we also looked into a sidewalk plow. Let's see if I have the transportation on here. The sidewalk plow and a loader lease. Yeah, got 2 pickups and a 6-wheeler. The loader lease, sell a Bobcat, replace it with a whacker for the sidewalk.
What happened here?
Yeah, we're looking at keeping on that replacement schedule.
Rotation?
Yeah, I think this morning really highlights the importance of maintaining that schedule. We're showing a revenue of 48.5, it should be reflected up there as far as sales, and a cost of 367. So the total need is 318. So it is offset by about 48.5. Like I said, obviously, that's up to the board. We've got, priority on certain things. The loader lease, if that came out, we're down about 330 in the Bobcat. For the sidewalk plow, we're investigating different options there. The tracklesses, which are awesome machines, can definitely do whatever we need them to do, are 140,000. And, ideally we use them 3 months out of the year. They're a great machine, but they're $140,000. So we're looking at different options. We went out and visited a Rent-A-Point that has a little mini loader. So, that's, I've got on here a little whacker W32. It's a little articulating loader. They're pretty satisfied with that. We're trying to get back out to, and when there's snow and see the things in operation. They were $68,000 instead of $140,000. There's little attachments. We had another a Willie representative out here the other day with a little, it's called a Willie sidewalk plow. Very nice. It was a little smaller than the trackless, but the price tag wasn't much smaller. So I told him, I said, if we're looking at spending 130 grand, we're not going to go with something that's might do the job. We know a trackless will. I just don't like the trackless bill that comes with it. So we're trying to see if we can get something that does the job without the, without the high price tag. So.
You can use that for other jobs too, right?
Yeah, the whacker we can use for other jobs similar. The Bobcat, that was the reason for going with that little Bobcat skid, little skid steer. It's an S100 that's narrow enough to fit on our sidewalks. That was about 25,000, about 28, I think, with the attachments. That does a decent job, but when we get into heavier snows and we get, especially doing Main Street stuff, it's not, especially the snowplow part of it, it's not designed to do that. The idea on that one was we can use it in the summertime, we can use it year-round, different attachments. It's a nice little machine, but it's not a trackless. So we're trying to find something else that we can say, hey, this doesn't have the trackless price tag on it. So that's what that's why we're talking to so many people going around visiting different places. And also the truck, the dump truck, W7, as shown here, about 180 was an estimate on that. I went out to this past midnight at Shelby And talk to the folks out there, they have one that they don't need. It's 2016, it's got 1,500 miles on it. Went out and looked at that, it's a nice truck. The plows, we'd have to do something a little different on the plows, it won't quite suit our needs. I talked to the upfitter for those, the aftermarket dealer for the plows, see about if, you know, if we could get it, could we swap the plows and what would it be to make the plows how we need them. He's gonna get back to me on that. I asked him what they needed to get for it. It was 188 grand is what they bought it for, about a year ago. I asked them what they'd have to get, and they said, make me an offer. So I said, better than that, why don't we just get an appraisal for it, and then that'll be what it is, rather than me coming up with a number, because I think it's worth $2, and I think it's worth 200,000, so, I'm sure it's in the middle, so we're gonna work on, getting an appraisal, so that might, hopefully knock that number down. Like I said, the truck completely outfitted was 188 grand.
Brand new.
Their truck, brand new. I based that 180 figure on one that Mount Morris bought. It was a Mack that they bought, it was 167. They had a couple upgrades in it, so there's a lot of variation in the price. So I figured 180 is going to keep us a pretty good, secure number. But if we can do something ahead of that, we might even, frankly, with what's going on with the truck now, be looking for a budget modification for this year, and then it would just take it back out of
This
next
number?
year's budget. Yeah, it just, instead of adding it into next year's budget, we do a budget mod this year, and then next year's we go down. You know,
I
from here.
imagine they should come back at least 140 or lower.
That's what I'm thinking when you depreciate, but the
Yeah.
problem, it's not a business, so government doesn't
Right.
appreciate them. But as far as looking at value, I talked to one of the appraisers, and I asked how they came up with the number, and she said, you know, the late model things are really tough, but she said basically what they do with big trucks, they're specialty things. They usually say 25% the first year, 15 the second, 15 the third, and then it levels out after that. But there's different, you know, if a business has it, and they're paying for it, they can depreciate it, take that tax advantage, so they're not losing as much as if the government did it. So the government, you know, from one government to the other, they might, you know, they're not depreciating it, so they don't get that.
Well, sure, it's
Benefit.
on their AUD, it's depreciated just like any other piece of equipment would be.
Right, but in a business, if it was a private business, they get the tax.
Yes, yes.
Tax benefits of the
Yeah.
depreciation that the government won't, so it's not as hard of a hit. You know, I try to put myself in the same position. If we bought a truck for some, 188 grand, and then the next year we had to sell it, I don't think I'd say, hey, it's 125, that's fine. Unless we were really needed the money. I'm thinking it's gonna be hopefully below 150. I'm not gonna be surprised, or I'm not gonna be sad if it's below 140, but I mean, it's really a matter of, I gotta wait and see what the appraiser says and see what they're willing to let it go for, their board. And then, we'll go from there.
All right, would you please send your wish list itemized,
Yeah.
so that the board has in front of them what it is you are looking for? I would appreciate that. And
Yeah.
also, can I ask a question? Way back page 1, the projected equipment sales at 58,000 would be for, I don't know if that's yours, I would assume.
Yeah, I've got 48.5 out of that, and I think there's normal, I don't know, do you have notes, Chris, for the other?
No, it's all you.
It's all me?
That line's all you.
Man, everyone just throwing each other under the bus.
Let me,
Be
well,
honest.
let me look back through my notes. I'm just gonna make a note on this other one. And I can put extra in for pens. Well, there it goes. Nope.
No, that's the office line.
How many of them disappear in
Pens?
the course of a week?
Oh, probably, you know what, we haven't bought pens in a very long time though. I've probably been a year and a half since we bought pens.
Because Chris she started buying really cheap ones. They're not worth taking anymore.
Well, if they walk out the door,
Yeah,
if they walk out the door, why would I spend $1 on a pen when I could spend 5 cents?
right,
Right?
right.
So yeah, I just put 10,000 in there as an amount, and Jake said to add 48.5.
Oh, that's where the other 10 then went, it was already there.
Yep,
10K plus 48.5, okay.
yep, and we can knock it down to 48.5 if you like.
Well, leave it as that. I do have a question next for you. We move on. Down at the bottom, page 4, 5142, 100, snow removal personnel. We have gone from 84, 59. Can't imagine this year might be real high, up to 92,000. Pretty high to me. Do you anticipate something in the farmer's own that I don't know for next year?
I think that all the labor lines, I think Chris took a multiplier, and just projected them up. Yeah, because they're all taken together at the end of the year. If they're not plowing snow, they're
They're gonna
doing
be
something
working.
else. So it might be, like, you know, we had last week or the week before, it was pretty decent out. We had people, we ended up going through emptying the garage out, doing some maintenance that we needed to do on that, since we had time to do it. They ended up painting, you know, painting the inside of the garage and spraying all that. So instead of snow line, they're gonna be at the building lines. So then those, at the end of the year, usually May, we look at all those lines and say, okay, we gotta transfer some out of this. It's a best guess about where we're gonna use the personnel, but I think you add them all up and they should come up to, you know, what the full-time hours are plus the.
Just as an example, if you flip to page 6, and you have landscape maintenance personnel, fourth line down on that page, we've already spent $28,000 in that line, and the budget's only 16. But we know we have money in other personnel lines, which is, you take the total payroll, basically up it by 3%, and spread it out based on how it was spread out the year before. And if we need to take money, like landscaping, we're gonna have to take money from another line to cover it.
And what was most of that for?
So the previous year, we didn't spread it out very well. Perfect.
You said that in the landscape.
Well, I know we had, I think some of the lines, I think we discussed that some of the things are going to landscape personnel, like.
Yeah, we'll have to
mowing
sit
things,
down, yeah, we'll
might
have to
have-
sit down exactly how you wanna,
Might have more accurately gone to parks in the normal course of events. But also we did all those planters and things on Main Street, we're moving those on, moving those off, so there's additional time on there. Like you said, you take all the 100 lines, all those are all personnel lines, and they're kind of taken as a group, and then you guess. how
where's
best
the
to
money
divvy it
gonna
up.
go, where's
Yeah.
the time gonna be spent?
It's basically, if you take all those 100 lines, it's a pie chart, and then you figure out how big
Divide it up.
yeah, how big of the slice is.
Yeah.
And that's, at the end of the year, we just move the lines around as far as change the slice sizes, and do our best guess. Yeah, like Parks and Rec is, well, it's now, but we do that in the spring too.
Yeah, I'll show you.
That's all the questions I have on the general.
Yeah, I'm good.
You'll notice on the sewer fund that the dump line, has to be dumping fees, that estimate of $171,000 is based on an increase in the dump fee from .035 to .045. So that'll depend on whether you all decide to allow for that increase. It would bring an additional $38,000 in.
That's the change up to what, 0.45?
From .035 to .045. Where is it? Is that what you asked?
No, no, no.
Oh,
I just said it was that the change going up to 0.45.
yeah, yeah.
That's consistent with other places.
John's the one who suggested that, he's like, they're gonna dump here anyways. And it's been 035 for a long time,
Since I started, yeah.
so probably time to, I mean, there's other places like, Seneca Meadows is probably upping their fees because they're probably gonna close, potentially. But they're upping their rates by 9%.
This is, yeah, it's going from 3.5 cents a gallon to 4.5 cents a gallon, so it's a, 30% increase, but 30% of a very small number to start with.
Yeah,
So it's one thing that we're still gonna, flush out and see exactly what, we wanna make sure that overly cost conscious people aren't just going anywhere else. If, Van Laar will take it for 42 and it's easier, for someone to take it there. We wanna make sure that we're looking at all those numbers.
we don't have that many to begin with, but
No, but the ones we
there's
have
like
are,
5.
yeah, pretty loyal and, but everything's gone up, and I think all
Right.
electricity always goes up, gas
Right.
goes up.
Yeah.
Just everything's going, so.
So John has looked around, or we've looked around on Carnival.
Yeah, I'm gonna confirm that with him. I asked him to double check and see where everything is, so.
Probably should change that to 67 units. Brittany Woods, it is still projected and proposed, but it would be, I believe, 67 rather than 80. I know they said 80 in their information, but if you actually count up what they show on their site plan, it's right now 67. Right.
Did you include the two-story ones? I'd have to go back and look at the plan, but I'm wondering if that's where the difference is.
Two-story? Two-story is still a single unit, it's just 3 bedrooms.
I still just heard 80, but I didn't physically count the units on the plan.
Okay.
I don't know.
If we go back to the general fund, page 7, line, second one down, 7989,401.
Channel 12?
Just waiting for you.
You were waiting.
And I'll let you something.
Even using the 6%, should we even consider that, it would probably be somewhere around 55 to 6,000. I would say, but if we go another way, it could be even less than that, so I would not leave it at 11,000.
Okay,
Put
what
it
would you like me
down.
to change it to?
Let's conservatively right now put it at 6. See where we go. plants and baskets, 6. Line 6, page 6,
Jake's headed off, he's leaving.
6410-406. We were up to 9,000. And we had 6536 when we were doing things without the planters out there. And
It's all you, Jerry.
I believe probably the bid is going to be involved again, I would imagine, but 9,000?
Yeah, we're gonna confirm with the bid, I have to confirm with the bid president, their interest in the planters, in providing that. And honestly, that's
We
one
don't have
line.
soil, but everything stayed in there. Planters, I'm just going to put back in.
Yeah, it's plants, and we've got to, I've got to research those, history of those lines, because there used to be one line for planters plants in the park, one line for plants for the parking lots, flower beds, one line for plants for Main Street flower beds, and then a separate line, I think, for the hanging baskets. And then we went back, I gotta look at last year's things, maybe the year before, because then we tried to combine those, because we thought it was goofy to have a whole bunch of different lines for the same thing. And then I think we separated back out a little bit, so I've got to see exactly what all these lines, what's going into them. I think we have notes from last year, or from my last year's budget things, to see what we were putting on those. Because I see there's trees, bushes, plants, and brick, in the park line is 7410, 7120 lines, 3 people below there, and that's gone up. But there should be, parking lots are 5460s, I believe.
I see we have plants. We never had that line before, and I would assume that that line is still those, right above it would be 3 or 2 up above that. We've never had a line of plants, and now we have plants in baskets, and together that's $13,000, and that's,
Yeah, we get a
so I
breakdown.
would like to know how you're breaking that down.
Yeah, we'll get a breakdown of all the plants and planters and baskets. All those lines should be under EA, landscape maintenance, parking lots, and parks, I believe.
Well, parking lot's got its own amount, 1,400.
Yeah, they say, that's, parking lot, one says one, I think landscape maintenance, I know EA has one that's 74, that's, the one we were just discussing, that 6410.
6410. Now we've got, 402 is the newer line.
And then there's some in trees, bushes, plants, and brick, and that's 74.
Then there's a 6410, 406 for 9.
Mhm. Yeah, that's, I'm just gonna break those down and see, do runs and see what's paid against each of those. There's also plantings, 5650, that's what you were just talking about, the parking lots.
Right.
And then, isn't there another one under,
I did not put anything under 5560, because there's a 5560, 402, which is also planting.
oh, that was the old shade tree one though.
Yeah,
Changed
that's
over to
true. Yeah,
8560.
8560, right.
Yeah, those are trees.
Yeah, and that's, we've got that at 6250.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get a breakdown of what goes to what.
If you need me to print you any detail for what we spent to date or last year, just holler.
Yeah, that's what we might do, is get a
Sure.
detail on those runs and then see what's what. Because sometimes you think there's too many lines, we should just have one line, and then sometimes we're like,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to
Let's
have-
make a line for the office flowers too.
Okay.
We deliver monthly.
Monthly, weekly.
Very weakly.
Page 5, 565401, signs and posts. What are those inclusive of? Are those street signs?
No, parking, signs for the parking lots.
Where do we find street signs?
Street signs should be 5112. street signs posted to on 12,403.
We spent 38 this year. Will 40 cover getting the signs for the rest of the village?
No, but we're
Doing
doing,
a little at a time?
we're doing a little at a time, and the 38 that we spent, we've got posts, we got the posts in bundles. And we didn't need is, you know, you end up getting twice as many signs, especially street signs, because they're, the street name signs. So we got the posts in bundles where we got the break on them, so we can use, we're still gonna have more posts this year, so now we can do more signs, where we have to do, where we have to.
Can't we use the post when we get there?
Some of them we can, some of them we can't, because some of them have the old round ones that you tap on them, that you can't put the same type of sign. These are the square ones, were bolt through signs, and they're bolted through in the end. They're bolted together in the end.
Jake, are you cutting yourself short with the 500 at HVAC maintenance?
Well, Jake's gonna do an RFP real soon to get us a new air conditioner, and therefore,
Will
they're-
was gonna do that. I was
Yeah.
gonna get a block of ice and a fan.
okay, I'll ask Will.
HVAC,
Jake's
maintenance-
supposed to do it.
the HVAC, oh yeah, that's, why is it?
Just seems low if you got, even if you're doing maintenance on all the units here, it's gonna be more than that.
Yeah, try to. Well, the building village hall equipment, that's still, you can see 22 in there, we haven't done that yet. That's for the new AC unit and stuff like that, it's going on to that one. So that's a 200, so it's, a you know, it's
Not
a
even
capital
ordered
line, you're
yet,
gonna
by the way.
capitalize
Right.
it. And,
Just a thought, that seemed a little light, but.
yeah, it is, and it's never had that low. Maybe we'll take it out of the office flowers line.
Which one?
Now let's go back to monthly.
Take out our Christmas lights.
No,
We just gave you an up of $9,500, what do you want?
no, but you see that stuff we got?
How many carols? Lighted?
Did we have the, I gotta get that deal.
Jake's got.
It's in your box.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
People are gonna come from other towns and villages just to look at our lights.
Oh, yeah. There's gonna be, big coaches of people coming through, these buses.
There may be.
I don't know.
Maybe we could charge them and get revenue.
Minor revenue, minor sales.
You're gonna run bus tours, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we'll get a car tonight, anyway.
Nick, there's one thing, I think it's been addressed, the sewer fund, the sludge hauling. It went up, but I guess you're hauling more.
Yeah, we.
8130-423.
Second page about the middle, right below the yellow line.
Yeah, that's an estimate based on what our projections are for, you know, the hauling sludge out of what
People
we
eat
used
too
to.
much fast food these days, it's.
Yeah, well, what we used to compost, now we don't compost.
Right.
So that sludge hauling was, yeah, you see a couple years ago, it was $2,500. Now it's gonna be close to 40,000, so.
Plus, we're adding a lot more with Morgan.
Nice to cut that line down, electric from 45,000. you noticed any difference on Easy Pass sales in the last year?
I haven't really taken a close look at it.
Well, it's usually we sell about 2 boxes a year.
I was just curious the effect of the town.
Well, they started selling them.
I know, I'm
They
asking the question
advertised
why.
that. They advertised that,
Right.
but we pretty much stayed steady, but
Okay, that's my question, is the town having an influence on our Easy Pass? I was curious about
we could start selling marriage licenses if you want.
Alright.
it. Can you tell me what historian contractual makes reference to? That would be 75-10-400, and it looks like historically here,
What historical contractual is, what it's made up of,
correct.
it's their water bills, it's anything that they buy as far as paper, copies made, that kind of thing. Want to read me the line again, please? 01 dash,
It is 07, 75, 10, 400.
Page 6, fourth from the bottom.
Page 6, right?
Yeah.
And I know they had talked about, when they talked about buying, I forget what it was, some piece of equipment, but I do realize too that they are, I think in terms of the historian, they tied in with the town. You share that, don't
say that again?
you? You share with the town?
Share
The
what?
historian? And our, I mean, we do the, we do the building, the water and so on for the building. I
Right.
understand that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like equipment, things like that, do you know if that is shared with the town?
I'm not
Because
aware.
it's a village historian as well as the town historian as well, so I'm just curious. If you know any of the crossovers, I can ask, I'll go to the meeting and ask.
I don't think that's breaking the bank either way.
No. Just curious. Clean up the budget lines. I know that Lynn had asked for some piece of equipment, I don't know what it was, I'm remembering, so I'm wondering if that was what it is. Do they submit to you? Did the historian submit to you something for that line?
Yep, for example, let's see, we've got Barrow Architectural went in there last year for National Registration Nomination Assistance. They have some memberships to the Landmark Society went in there. That was for Historical Preservation Committee. For Historical Contractual, we have the water bills, of course. Lynn Barton buys, she made copies for the historical project. She made postcards for the Park Avenue House. They got special kind of paper for putting away things in the museum. So they're very minimal. They bought a microphone, photo box envelopes. I mean, it's really minimal. $400 was spent last year.
And I'm just asking if they submitted
They
to
do,
you
yes.
a budget.
Yes.
Jake, pump station maintenance? Did you do, you must have 8120? That's jumped down quite a bit,
Yeah, we've gone through,
so you don't need to do what you did.
yeah, we redid the, 2 pump stations, and there's one more we're finishing, and
John had said if Woodstone is finished this year, then it'll stay 5,000, but if it's not, it'll have to go up.
Right, I think we were looking at, I'm looking at the 23,139
That's actual spent to date.
that's spent, that's not encumbered.
Correct.
So I think he encumbered the rest of it, and then he had some,
And I think we might have done a budget modification already for that too, but
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
remember
so.
off the top of my head.
yeah, what's some complete this year's budget.
I will look.
Yeah, it's the same note I had, if Woodstone's complete this year's budget, then it was straight.
That'd be nice.
Well, not say that, it's at least amount of changes.
Anything you have? More? Okay.
See what,
So I suppose you would send that wish list. Anything I think I asked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You
And what-
have an idea of what's incumbent in that 300.
And I've got one copy now, but what I'm gonna do is, I talked to the mayor about it, and I was saying, well, we're gonna replace W18, W20, and W7, and he wanted that in English, so I'm gonna add another little line saying, you know, W18 is a pickup, we're gonna flat that truck, W20, we're gonna pick up, and 7's the dump truck. So, I'll,
If I go back and pull out that original replacement schedule that you put together last year, will that fit into it, or will you embellish it?
that's getting modified. It's one of I started in 2015, so I had to update it to reflect what we did last year and the actuals that we got. Some of the actuals, we were expecting, for instance, W3, which is our dump truck that we sold, we're expecting to get about 10 to 12. I think the projection was 10, maybe in there, well, I forget, we ended up getting 6,000, and after, you know, it was 5,400. You know, hindsight, maybe we should have held that one until October, or maybe even until now, since we don't have that new truck yet. But, so, we went, you know, we adjusted some of those projections, and I think some of that is because there's less, you know, some of the increases because there's less. I mean, like I said, the total is 318, I think. And I think we already adjusted it down to 318, at 367 expenditures, the true cost of 318, because there's about 48.5 that was projected from that. We also need a wish list and send the updated vehicle rotation schedule, vehicle replacement schedule, showing where we're at that too. Trying to get a, you know, they said, there's a maintenance cost, especially on things we use every day, because it's better to try to update it.
So our next meeting's on July 20. You got July?
Yes, yeah, you're right.
No, you had it right.
February 28th. Jump 6 months.
Okay, 7, we went back to 7.
Yes. It's a regular workshop date.
Plan.
Well, if there's no other business, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn at 6:15.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Trustee Polito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee